All right, let's move on. Microsoft.
Right, so Microsoft, Vinny, you and I went for a good hour and a half today. We were deep in the Microsoft booth, seeing Fable 3 and Gears 3 and Halo Reach. Now, we started off with Fable 3, and it was Molyneux was in the room, just kind of a small group of folks, and he was actually showing off the game. Now, they showed the trailer at the press conference, but they had a guy running the demo, and he was kind of talking just what direction they were going with it, and kind of just how it was kind of extend, like what they had learned from Fable 2 and kind of mechanically, and then also just elaborating more on like what that game will actually be. And it kind of sounds it sounds fairly awesome, and it sounds like it's almost kind of touching into some of Molyneux's wheelhouse prior to Fable, when he was doing kind of the strategy kind of stuff before.
Black and white.
Maybe a little bit of that, but so it sounds kind of like there's two parts of that game. There's the first part, and it's the thing that was alluded to in the trailer, which is that you're this revolutionary character, and you have this evil king brother who's fucking up Albion, and you have to go and kind of take it back from him. But like part of what that involves is you need to get the support of the people of Albion. And part of how you do that is you're going on quests and you're doing Fable stuff. It's the typical kind of adventure stuff, but you also are making promises to people about like what you're gonna do once you become king. And so at a certain point in that game, you become king.
Right.
And then it becomes like this, or it sounds like at least that it will become this sort of like political sim in a way of like, are you going to make good on your campaign promises?
Hopefully you took a lot of notes earlier. Because like a guy like me, like if you playing that game for the first 6 hours, you put away like months later, you're like, dude, I really want to finish it. Like,
that's why they put those 3 blank pages in the back of the manual.
Yeah, exactly.
Write down your code.
You're like, what did I promise? Like, you promised this, you promised this. Okay, X to accept all promises.
Yeah. I wrote down all my promises and my passwords.
That was actually something that they didn't show explicitly, like how it would work in a gameplay system. So I'm not sure how it will make you aware of that stuff. And
it's cool and like all that. I love that stuff in theory, but it's always like in practice. Like it's like with that little girl in the street. I don't know. Press Y to do whatever she said. I don't know. Press Y to get more achievement points. So I do that one.
Done.
So I don't know. That part struck me as kind of interesting, and they're going further into. Like your ability to kind of change the actual landscape of like I think one of the examples he gave for the kind of the political promises thing was like you told a woman that you were going to turn all the factories into schools, and then you become king and you decide well actually no, the factories are awesome and make me a lot of money, so I'm going to throw you in the dungeon and ignore your
or just kill her, yeah, right.
or just kill her or whatever, and then that will end up kind of like that would then have a ripple effect as far as how you are perceived in the kingdom. He was talking also kind of anecdotally about like Henry VIII as kind of an example of like how horrible and crazy you get. Like you could go do that. You could throw a party that would last for days and be the biggest party ever, and that would
sounds like E3.
Suck up 25% of your your country's gold or whatever.
Also sounds like E3.
No doubt.
Wait, so is there like a national economy there? I mean, you're talking about like schools versus factories and stuff like that, or are you gonna have like
I think so.
graphs going up and
He's
down?
even saying stuff like once you become king, and it's kind of an interesting thing coming back to Fable 2, because at a point in Fable 2, it's like you won,
done
you're
it all,
the ruler,
right.
but you're still just running around kind of just being the adventurer. You aren't really acting the part. And it sounds like you won't really be able to do, like you'll have to actually go and disguise yourself so people won't recognize you as the king if you want to go off and try and do this adventure-y stuff. And then also speaking more specifically to the actual gameplay systems, just streamlining stuff about like, Fable 2 had a bunch of crazy menu stuff for inventory and whatnot, and it wasn't great. It was very layered and it was slow, and they've kind of done away with that. There's basically like you hit the start button and you go to this little sanctuary space, this little 3D space that has like a big map table in the middle of the room that you can use you can go and buy your property through there. So it's no longer I have to go into every building to go and buy property. So it's you can kind of have that big picture stuff, and I think you can actually do some travel from there.
I think you might be able to do some like fast travel. I'm not 100% sure.
It's because you can see like quest icons even popping up there as well.
Yeah, it had like your inventory and your clothes and all that stuff in there.
So
it
also had like these kind of doorways out of the sanctuary where you could go and actually see the stuff that you have. So it's not just oh, there's a flat image of it. Let me put it on and then see how it looks. It's like I can see it in the room, choose from there and go. And it's kind of basic interface stuff, but definitely kind of a change in recognizing things that weren't necessarily great about Fable 2.
The combat looked very similar.
Yeah,
to Fable, like kind of mapped to the 3 buttons, but I guess now your weapons will also change, like depending on
similar to
alignment type stuff.
Yeah, similar to like how you would grow horns if you were a shithead in Fable 2. Like if you are murdering innocents with your sword will start getting a big crazy curve to it, and other details will kind of start forming on this stuff. And the idea, or at least the promise on this, was that then people will actually have these very unique weapons that then they can trade or sell with other players.
If you're a dreaded king, do you get a gigantic anchor to bash people with?
Well, it was funny that you were bringing up, the king thing. I'll segue into Pirates real quick. It's funny that you bring up the king thing because I think it's choice with consequence, right? Mm-hmm. And that's something that's in Pirates of the Caribbean or Armada the Dam. The demo that's actually on the show floor. Stop it. The demo that's on the show floor actually takes place on an island, and you can, when we start the demo, we make a decision. Do you want to play this as legendary or dreaded? So it actually changes the player model, but you get into a situation where you have the option to either choose an idol. You actually get to carve an image into it, or you get to take it.
Right.
And based on your actions there, when you come back to the island, either all the people that were cursed in the island are now the curse has been removed, and you get a whole new unique shop district that has special items. Or if you decide to steal it, which of course you can then sell for a ton of money and use throughout the economy throughout the rest of the game, if you go back there, it's now a totally violent place that you don't want to visit again. So it's interesting. Fable has the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of RPGs are doing it, like choice with consequence, and
Right.
actually changing the environment, changing the things you can do, changing the dialogue is more important than ever.
And that's a tricky thing, I think, to balance. I think a lot of the times that can seem very superficial.
Exactly.
And a lot of times there's also, I think, kind of a fine line between making those consequences stick, but then also conveying that there will be consequences.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen, or I fucking wouldn't have done that. And
Right.
And maybe that is kind of key to that system, but it can also make for kind of a negative player experience. So I can see that being a challenge for Pirates and for Fable 3 as well.
How does it all converge to? Are there 2 very distinct endings? Yeah, or is it there's like 8 possible endings?
Right.
Or, is it a heavy rain thing where depending?
Right.
It also seems like that you end up in a lot of cases where once you've
No.
once you have made the decision, like a couple of decisions early on to play one way or the other, that you then get boxed in. It's like, well, I have to keep heading down this path to keep my alignment going
Right.
as evil as possible.
Right.
and-
Revert to save 6. Let me see what happened when I did the other way, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll see about that. It was a driven demo, and I guess one of the other things about mechanically was the magic system, which is now based on gauntlets. So you can actually have like a fire and a ice gauntlet, both equipped, so you can actually kind of
combos and
throw crazy combos at stuff. And I think what was he showing? There was a push and then an electricity that he was using to get enemies away, and then
Bioshock and Lucas and
Sure. Clearly, Peter Molyneux pays attention to other games. That's
Or his designers do.
or has indeed.
Have you guys all seen Fable 3?
No, I think it
I
was
didn't
just
see it.
Yeah, so
two of us.
just you two. So
Yeah.
I'm curious what you think about it visually.
It looked very
very
much like.
very similar.
I'll say that maybe because it's supposed to take place 60 years after the events of Fable 2, and that was actually maybe the part that was made clear during this little presentation that I had questions about, which is that this will import your data from Fable 2, and the idea is that your hero from Fable 2 is the father of these 2 characters that are kind of at the core of Fable 3. So there's the hero and the villain. Whether it's the gender of the hero or whatever is kind of up to the player, but he made it sound like that stuff would have some impact on them and kind of what the makeup of Albion is at the start of the game. So I thought that was cool because they kind of had set up with the DLC after Fable 2 that there would be some continuity into the next game. So glad to have that just kind of said straight up.
Also, it was an early build, so it wasn't final. But the style, the kind of flair that was in Fable 2 is definitely back. But I also have a dog.
But also,
again.
you do.
I did see the dog.
Yeah.
But and he really does talk that way. I was so happy to our impressions of him aren't completely based in
We're
fantasy.
not that far off base.
That doesn't make him right.
But I'll say that there was kind of like a I don't know like.
Going to put you in an orange jumpsuit. You're going to Rikers.
It sounded very
With the door.
There's I don't know. There's kind of like a middle Victorian kind of vibe to Fable 2. I feel like maybe this is just a little bit advanced beyond that as far as some of the aesthetics, but it's not like just some of the buildings look a little bit less medieval as far as the construction, a little more kind of fine detail and some of that stuff, but. Yeah, definitely. Like as far as the engine and the tech goes, that looks pretty close to Fable 2 as far as the fidelity.
I did walk by and see someone playing it, and I saw that the yellow
the breadcrumbs that's still there.
Yeah.
That's
I was
still
totally giggling because just like in Fable 2, like someone was like running trying to follow it, and then it like stopped in a corner and went in a circle, and it came back out again. All stuff, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you said, Vinny, right? It's just in development, but
It was definitely an early build. I mean, they were jumping all around, typing in.
I saw them actually. They were rebooting it, like hard booting it on the 360s. So
on the floor.
Yeah, on the floor.
Yeah.
For the crossover from Fable 2 to Fable 3, what I'd really love to see is when you do boot it up and they do the intro sequence, then at one point where the character turns the screen and says, you haven't played the first one for 273 days. It's a total guilt trip. Like, what's wrong with you? I mean, this is a fantastic game.
Look how
you have any idea?
We're not even going to let you import it because you obviously don't care.
All that money that you earned for the first one, gone.
That you cheated to get the XP on
There were 121 developers working tirelessly for 3.2 years on the first one. And it cost us over $20 million. And now you're just going to sit there and we're bringing you the third one, so better not do the same thing.
Now your character has no
And then wait
legs.
till the fourth. They just red ring your Xbox.
Peter Molyneux can do that. It's true.
He doesn't need a disc to it.
He just thinks it. He does this. He goes, and then kind of lifts his hands up to the side, and then you're.
Did they tell you guys anything about Natal support for that?
Actually, I was going to say that's kind of the last thing.
I'm sorry,
Before you get to that, just a quick thing that jumped out at me, having played a bunch of Fable 2. You're actually going to go outside of Albion this time.
Oh, that's also Arcadia.
I can't remember the names of the other.
Outside of Albion?
I know, right?
There's another landmass, and he actually wouldn't go into it, which makes it sound like there's.
Could be trouble.
That will be a key part of the story of kind of maybe a conflict between these two kingdoms, and I will say that to Albion's England, this other realm, which I'm pretty sure is Arcadia, kind of perhaps a Scotland to that.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see about that. But to your point about the Kinect stuff, I asked him straight up like, hey,
It's Milo in the game.
like kind of, I said there, you've been involved in the Kinect stuff, and you're, there's, I guess there was kind of a little bit of an expectation going into E3 this year that there would be some revelation about that, and he basically circuitously said that there's going to be Kinect stuff in this, but we're not talking about it right now. But he did it. He did it in like the most genius, like PR person standing right there, and he was
really good.
He was able to say it without the PR person going like, and I was kind of impressed with his ability to mount that situation and nail it. Like, okay, I got what I needed out of that, and you said what you wanted to say.
It was something like I wish I could tell you more about that, but if we were going to be putting that in the game, it definitely wouldn't just be mini games.
But we're not really talking about that right now. Something to that effect. But
I thought I'd be playing the slot machine thing with
pulling your hand down. Yeah.
I have one. I have one last question. On Fable 3. Trilogies being in vogue as they are, is there any implication that this is like the end of the current Fable arc?
No.
There's kind of no hint at that.
Nothing at all. I mean, other than talking about the fact that there's this other than talking about the fact that there's this, this kind of king stage in the game and how it kind of shifts the orientation of it. not really anything about like finality for Fable. So,
All right.
But
Did they say anything about the map working now?
again, like that's no.
I mean, everyone laughs, right?
No. Again, that's like the map room. Like you hit start and you have your little sanctuary, and there is the big ass map in the middle of the room that you.
I'm a
can...
huge fan of the series, but like on the second one, it was like those loading screens. Like, where am I? I have no idea.
Yeah.
And even like I
yeah, he seemed to acknowledge a lot of that stuff too, and be like, dude, some of the shit was just broken.
I actually
He threw down some of that shit's broken. Hey, yo, Vinny, I know what's going on.
How you feel about an orange
I'm gonna
jumpsuit?
take that map.
Right.
Rikers in a orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, it's awesome. That was so good. Y'all going down to Rikers with the map.
Coco, get the map.
Hey, yo, Coco.
I didn't get to. I approached a Fable 3 demo station that they have on the floor here, and didn't really get into the game too much. But I did like pull up the map and that stuff, even on probably running off a hard drive or whatever. But it seemed like it did snap a bit more than because I agree that was a huge problem in Fable 2. So. That was a good little meeting, and I was happy to go there. And then at one point, actually early on, Peter Molyneux handed me a bottle of water, which for some reason struck me as a weird key moment in my E3 experience so far. Wow. I was half joking. When we first went in, he was talking about like, they don't let me play it. I'm waiting for the guy to run the demo because if they gave me the controller, I would just show you guys everything. And then there was also a PR guy staying in the room, so I started going, "Oh man, I'm kind of parched, man. I could go for some water. Hey, could you maybe go get?" And like he started the PR guy actually started turning to the door. I'm like, "No, I'm just joking." And then Peter jumped up, and there was a mini fridge on the other side of the room. Went and grabbed me a bottle of water.
All right, let's take it to news.
Wait,
What?
are we not actually going to talk about Fable 3?
Oh, I brought it. Do you want to talk about Fable 3?
You want? Is it too soon? Are you ready?
I think
Gonna pop this bubble?
game's out this week. We should probably talk about it.
Okay. I brought it to you. Asked about StarCraft, as that was my kind of opening up to.
I'm on the fence because
I'm
ready to dive into it tomorrow. So I want you to go.
You seem hesitant.
Brad spoiler shoemaker on me here.
Finish the game. The embargo's up. Let's do it.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about Fable 3.
Crush
Fable
my
3.
dreams.
What do you want to know?
How is it? Is that game good?
It's
no,
okay.
Right? Like, yeah.
It's okay. It's a lot of high points and low points. I don't know. Fable 2 dominated so much of this podcast that I'm like starting to feel like I'm being stared into a corner here.
Tell me about Fable 3 now.
Like what do you want to know?
Do you get a dog?
You start with a dog.
Okay. How are the choices? Do you feel like they are weighty?
Oh man, there's game mechanics and the storyline collectively take a sharp left turn toward the end of the game.
How far towards the end of the game? How much enjoyment can I have before I veer left?
You might like this last segment of the game. I don't know. I didn't particularly care for the way it was implemented.
Saying if I'm an idiot?
No, I mean it's a matter.
You might like it. You might really like
If you're a
this.
piece of shit.
You might really like this.
Do you like asshole cake?
Yeah, then you probably really like
It's
this.
probably just right up your alley.
It's one of my favorite magazines.
It changes a good bit. I mean,
My favorite cake cover band.
all I'm saying is that either I have to tell you everything about why that happens,
Sure.
or we only talk about the game leading up to that.
You've said that that there are just design decisions throughout that lessen the experience for you.
Yeah.
Can you talk about just
yeah.
What basic things about it are bad?
Even before that stuff happens, like when it's just a Fable game and you're just questing and you're roaming around Albion and all that stuff. They had the issues with the interface in the last game. So instead of making that interface better, they threw it out the window.
Yeah, I saw that.
Completely gone. I don't know how much.
No HUD or.
I don't know how much of this stuff is old hat because it's been in preview coverage. I didn't.
They
keep
showed
up with
at
it that much.
E3 they showed the room with the little map table and
so
other rooms for seeing stuff. And when they were showing off, I was like, okay, having a place to go to see what your shit's gonna look like, because fresh out of Fable 2, it was maddening. How much time you spend okay, let's try this piece on, back all the way out, wait for it to load up, look at it, nope, that's not what I want, go back into the menu, wait for it to load. It was a grueling fucking process.
That aspect of that, dressing your character up and stuff like that, is tremendously streamlined.
Yeah.
That little thing is way better.
But changing the brightness or audio
you can
options
you can literally cycle through the outfits with the triggers and they happen instantly and you can take stuff on and off. But that little hub, like they call it the sanctuary, is just this bizarre like intermediate step between being in the game world and getting to anything that you want to do. Like looking at the map,
Save menu,
saving your game,
right.
changing the volume of the audio. Like you have to go to like bodily teleport your guy to this little hub and run up to like the panel on the wall that lets you do that stuff.
I did see you showed me how you circumventing it by hitting the guide. Was it hitting the
Yeah,
guide
so
button?
I finally figured out you could at least get the little window that has like it's like just save game, turn on subtitles, audio, stuff like that by
Things you would normally get by hitting start.
right, like because when you hit start, you go to the hub. So like you just pop the Xbox guide and then turn it right off immediately, and that would bring up that little kind of tech menu, which was weird. Like you said, for some of that stuff, like for going to the armory, you can see all your swords on the wall. That's pretty cool. You know,
Yeah.
for changing all your outfits, that makes sense. But making you go to that place and run up to the map table and hit the map button to go to the map and then hit the quest log button when you could just map quest log to like down on the D-pad. Because all it is a window. It's just a little UI window that pops up over top of the map once you've gotten there.
That's a bummer.
Like, why can't there? I'm no game designer, but I can't imagine any reason you couldn't just shortcut that.
The fact that there's nothing assigned to the back button on the controller is just
Maddening.
when you told me that, I'm like, okay, that's like I was ready to be like, okay, I'm willing to buy into some of Molyneux's bullshit on some reasons of why you would do this or the effectiveness of this or that. But it's like, but if you're not even doing anything with the back button,
Buttons are going to waste on that controller. I went to the manual
in service of this weird little hut thing.
Like, how often do you crack open a manual at this point?
Every game.
Well, but you're weird.
Cover to cover.
Like,
I
you just like reading manuals.
Yeah.
You look at the
Make sure
controller.
that end user license agreement can screw me over.
Well, dude, where do you put your notes?
Okay, fair enough.
Write my
I'll give you
passwords
that.
down.
I'll give you, dude, your graph paper. I looked in the manual at the controller diagram to make sure I wasn't missing something, and the back button is just conspicuously sitting there on that diagram with nothing pointing to it. It's so weird.
Sad little back.
That seems like the sort of thing that would cause a level of outcry that would lead them to eventually patch that in.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, the mapping system isn't any better, right, than Fable 2? It's not like you'd pull up a map of. I remember the map was kind of atrocious, and
it's not as functional as it could be. It's okay.
Do you have a compass point? Are you on the map at all?
Not really. No. Like, it doesn't give you a good, proper frame of reference for, like, okay, I am at this building, I need to walk down 3 houses and turn left. Like,
Right.
it's still not that informative.
So I feel like I've talked to you a fair amount about kind of these mechanical interfacey things, but like the actual crux of this game, have they thrown out the whole like your impact on the world and the world evolving because of that?
No, not at all. I mean,
Like, is that still like
That's what's-
core to the thing?
I don't want to be that hard on this game because that's the bummer. Like, underneath all that interface stuff, it's like it's a good Fable game.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like Fable and it plays well. I mean, I like the combat.
So here's what Fable 2 did, along with what Ryan was saying, that I think made Fable 2 stand out in a kind of bigger way than Fable 1. They broke the game up into chunks of time so that you would be able to do actions and then let like 10 years pass and come back and really kind of see the impact that those choices made over the course of like 10 years. Like, this town is totally gone. Like, or this guy.
I just went from a little village to like it's totally built
Yeah.
up now.
Oh, I wouldn't say anything. Well,
So there are about 3 phases of that in Fable 2, where you're a little kid, you're
Yeah,
kind of
no, not
an
like that.
adolescent, and then
It's
you're kind of
not-
an old man.
with a couple of minor exceptions, it's nothing that profound at all.
I just saw you in Bowerstone Market and I kind of went a little,
Yeah.
which is probably good then that you reviewed this because clearly my objectivity on that is
No,
not
I don't know.
there.
I don't know. I know people who were madly in love with Fable 2 who've played through this game and were pretty disappointed.
You've also said the atmosphere seems a little more industrialized.
Yeah,
a little
they
more-
one thing they do really well is make Albion feel like it's moved on. Like, this is they don't say exactly, like maybe 40, 50 years after the last game.
Right, because you're the offspring of your character.
You're the younger child of your character from the second game, although you don't import that character.
such a bummer.
Yeah,
Really?
Right?
no,
It doesn't
not directly.
But I mean, does it even look at that stuff at all?
I actually
to
don't know.
like determine something?
I'm actually not sure because I didn't have a Fable 2 save on my console.
Oh, okay.
I think they've said that it does not pull any.
But I was talking to Scooter over at 1UP, so you know you can play male or female character.
Sure.
I played a male character, and it referred to the hero king. Like the monarch has passed away. Like when you start the game, that hero is dead.
Yeah.
But all the chatter was like, "Oh, your father, the great king." And then Scooter was saying in his game it was like the heroine queen, like talked about the legendary queen or whatever. Yeah. But he also played a female character, so I don't know if that came from his choice of character or because he said he had a female Fable 2 character on his drive. I don't know.
But if it's not giving you the option to import it, I have like 3 characters on there, so which one would it even pick?
Yeah, I don't know. You're probably right. I would assume I actually need to go make a female character and mess around with that. Check it out. But what were we talking about?
Fable.
Yeah. Okay.
Choices.
Right. 3. Like have they built? But I mean, have they?
Right. Yeah. So I mean,
the choices stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you pick your character. You start up like you're the younger brother of the king or the younger sister.
Yeah.
Who is the older brother, Logan? That guy's a dick.
Sure.
He is running Albion into the ground.
Bummer.
He is a real jerk. Reaver from Fable 2, if you remember him, the Stephen Fry character, is like the king of industry now. He's like the head of. It's a very industrialized nation. It feels very like sort of
like mid-Victorian stuff.
Colonial, like, yeah. Like all the soldiers are wearing red coats with like muskets.
Yeah.
And it's tons of like real industrialized, lots of factories and smokestacks and like urchins working, very like dirty, polluted.
Kind of Dickensian in a way.
Yeah. Totally.
Like that's one of the things that really I found appealing about Fable 2 over the first Fables. Like the first Fables, like this is medieval
straight
English
up
fantasy,
swords and sorcery. Yeah.
And then they kind of started getting some more modern elements into it into as far as just like setting and like almost steampunk, but not explicitly.
Right,
and so to see them keep evolving that kind of aesthetic along with the series is
further
exciting.
Advanced that really smoothly. That's definitely to its credit. But it's just that interface stuff. Like I was willing to give the game a pass on those issues, but then I ran into this late game stuff that just
I can't wait to get into it.
Left such a bad taste in my mouth. Like the way I was just deeply disappointed in the way it concluded. But I mean,
and you feel like it wasn't telegraphed enough, like the multiple options, or
that's kind of the problem. It's hard to talk about without you knowing what the scenario is. But I mean, there's a huge degree of variability in the way the ending of the game plays out.
Yeah,
but. I felt like I had a good handle on all the options and like all the things I needed to do to kind of make it happen the way I wanted to. And then all of a sudden it jumps forward in time at one point and like you lose the chance to implement some of those things that you were planning to do.
Fable 2 was pretty explicit about like when those
you should go say goodbye to your wife and kids.
No, seriously. This person. Go talk to this person.
This needed that badly because I barreled past a point of no return without realizing I was doing it until after the fact. And it autosaves every time you do anything. So there was no way to go back and change anything.
How's the humor?
It's hilarious. It's like the good things about the Fable series are in full effect here. Like,
how's the farting?
Pretty good.
Okay.
You fart on a guy's face, he throws up.
Good old ass cake on a guy and just watch him vomit.
Yeah.
Great.
I married a lady.
That's right. You got some co-op.
Had a kid. Well, this was an AI lady.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about
I had a kid with her, and then I co-opted with Scooter. And married his lady, and then we had a kid.
Nice.
And then he met my other wife, or she met my wives met.
Yes.
My baby mamas got together and
how did that go?
Interacted. Since he was playing a character, he was able to interact with my other wife. I don't know.
Did they get married?
There was no catfight option. I understand. They did. Yeah, they've improved the co-op. But
good separate screen on the.
Yeah, like you bring your full character into the other person's world now.
Can you split up at least?
Within the same area. So like if you fast travel to Bowerstone, the other person can't leave Bowerstone, I think.
But it's not like within the screen.
Absolutely
distance.
not. Yeah, like you can totally run.
I forgot how fucking bad the co-op in Fable 2 was.
And you can
I think it was one person's camera control too in the whole thing.
And since you're bringing your fully leveled character in, you can gift pretty much anything you have to the other guy, which is kind of cool.
Is there an achievement for some shared item across? Bummer.
There's like 50 like epic or heroic weapons in the world, and like
you have one
Pokemon style. Like not all of them will show up in your playthrough. So you have to find other players that have the ones that you.
All right.
Yeah.
What's going on?
How you doing?
Get this weapons.
Great. Let's get on the Giant Bomb forums. And start
I know. Just honestly,
thread.
you've just. I don't doubt the stuff being fucked up at the end, but you've danced around it so specifically. It's like,
Yeah.
man, now I really want to play this game just so I can see what the fucked up thing is.
The turning point they may have talked about in the preview coverage. I don't know. I didn't.
Okay.
Keep
I
up
haven't
with it.
really kept up with that stuff. I'm bummed that there's not more importing from Fable 2. That seems like a real downer. I have so much money in Fable 2, especially if I turned it on at this point. I want that to be in the treasury of the goddamn king. So
I did actually turn it on not too long ago because there was that games on demand
Right.
thing happened, and I got it.
Yeah.
Just
So I'm like, let's see if this works. And yeah, because it does the like, all right, you're back here. Let us give you all of the money we've been saving up.
God.
It's like I have all of it.
That's
now.
probably exactly why they didn't do that, because everybody will be in that situation
yeah.
where
yeah.
games been out for too long for everyone not to be just be rich.
And I started in a busted state because I started with all of that pub games
money.
The
Yeah,
dirty money?
I had a lot of pub games money too.
Yeah, filthy pub games money.
Money
Stuff.
is still not a big deal.
You grow horns and get angelic and all that.
I
nonsense?
played as good as I could. I was trying to be the benevolent.
Did you glow? Did you get a halo?
You get
Are you chicken
when I
chaser?
when I finished the game, I got like an extreme good emote, which you use when you interact with somebody, and then you like sprout these sort of like energy angel wings for
Oh,
a
I
second,
saw
but
some
you
of
don't
that,
run
yeah.
around with like horns or a halo or anything like that.
But your weapons change, right?
Your weapons evolve a little bit, not a ton. As you level them up, yeah, the appearance starts to look a little more badass, I guess.
And do you feel like you can speed run that game if you want to do a second playthrough?
Yeah, you could probably do it in 6 or 8 hours if you
Okay.
if you skipped all the side stuff and just
I get that
barreled
good and
through
bad
it.
playthrough, you know?
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. There's no achievements that reward that.
Really? Maximum goodiness?
And talking to some other people who have finished it, like the endings don't seem to vary all that much, or at least the way the ending can mainly vary doesn't really have to do with your alignment.
bummer.
So much. I don't know, man.
I had like really vastly different play experiences going through Fable 2, Evil, and
Really?
Good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would believe that. Yeah.
Like a lot more fun on the Evil side.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the quest stuff was a lot faster too because you're just killing everybody. I don't need this quest.
And talking to some of these people who finished it, yeah, like sounds like a lot of stuff can vary, but it's just we'll have like our real Fable 3 discussion in like a month.
For the rest
when you-
of the year.
Well, no, when you guys have finished it, and we can actually like talk freely about.
First DLC comes out.
Yeah.
So you get a dog. You get a dog in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a dog.
Confirming. Yes, dog confirmed.
Well, I'm just wondering if
I've seen
the
the
first
dog.
DLC will be the dog resurrection DLC.
So yeah, there is totally a thing about the ending,
yeah.
which is what pissed me off so much that I could totally see them retconning or fixing in a DLC.
I mean, it's just I don't think it's a spoiler because I think the reason you put in a dog, as Peter Molyneux says, so you can get emotionally attached, and the only way to really got kill that damn dog.
Yeah,
I knew that was coming in Fable 2 from
You don't put the
tweak
dog
that.
in the game unless you're going to kill the dog.
yeah, unless you're gonna kill the dog.
Make the dog all cute and your fun companion, unless
Boom.
there's a reason for that.
Unless the dog is the villain, which would be even better. that would be
That would be
that's
better.
the twist.
Right,
That's
that
the
would
you
be
just
better.
walk in on the dog and your wife.
Now I have to edit all this out.
Oh no,
I have to edit out this entire
Rufus!
Fable 3 conversation.
I didn't want you to see this.
Now you must die.
Now we don't have any time for news. I hope you guys are happy. Vinny Caravel.
Hey man,
So you have not been distracted by bases ball. You've had video games to play.
it's true.
Vinny, what video games have you been playing lately?
So I've gotten real deep into Fable 3.
The third one. Fable
third
the third.
Fable. And I'm about 20 hours in, maybe 17, 18, 19.
Damn.
I don't know.
That's far.
going. I like it.
And you hit the.
I don't think I did.
No, you did. 'Cause
The
you told
part?
me you did. Not the part that I hated,
Oh,
but the part where they say, "Hey, you should finish up your business before you move on."
I did hit that part.
Yeah.
Guy was like, "Hey, go do your thing because
Yeah.
you might not be back for a while."
Did you go past that yet?
No.
Okay.
I'm good doing my business.
That is the exact moment that I had stopped liking that game.
No, I haven't committed yet. I told the dude I'll be back.
Jeff, you've been playing a fair amount.
Yeah,
I saw you. I saw you. Your little dot.
Yeah. I was running around your spot. I was like, "Oh, I should give him some money," but you kept running away before I
Yeah.
could give you any money.
Do that little weird.
I saw you once on
Yeah, I
Sunday.
saw you
I
too.
think.
Were you playing the loot?
little orb.
What's
Because
that?
you were in the loot station.
Loot hero.
Oh, I
Yeah.
might have been. Oh God, my insides are trying to get out. Oh yeah, I was playing the loot,
Man, all right. I don't know. If,
getting paid playing the loot.
Dude, those-
you make some money playing the
you
loot.
make some money, but those mini games are fucked up.
Yep,
They-
especially like
all
once
hitchy and-
you level it up to level 3 or higher, and the yellow and the green look real similar.
that part's fucked up, but also just the frame rate on it and like the
movement,
registering
it's
is like.
Oh, you're just having to like be ahead of the curve on like where the line is moving.
Yeah,
Like,
that
okay,
stuff sucks.
Yeah.
Those games are terrible. You
Yeah.
should not play those under any circumstances.
well,
make a lot of money.
I wanted the
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
Make crazy money.
So as soon as you get enough money to buy one property, never play those games again.
That's kind of what I did.
Well, so I had been playing the game in one sitting, so I hadn't like stepped away from the game to accumulate all that money. So because it just accumulates while you're
No, it's-
playing,
well,
right?
every 5
It's
minutes.
in game, yeah.
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 But it has to be in game. I'm not going
In-game,
to turn it back
yeah.
on and get a bunch
Right.
of money.
No.
Didn't Fable 2 do it that way?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, that's how people abuse the system clock and just like set
So
it
now,
ahead.
now I just see people who are like, oh, bought my houses, going to leave the game on for 48
That's
hours.
actually what I ended up doing.
I'll put it this way: I had almost 5 million gold by the end of the game.
Okay.
Did you reach that key?
What's that?
How much money did you
No,
need to reach that key?
no. I think you need like 20 million to get that thing.
Did you guys see there's a money cheat?
A
Really?
cheat.
No.
Oh, it's like an item dupe exploit.
Yeah.
I saw that.
You give money to somebody and then they reject it and then you get that money back
Plus
the money back. Well, they just keep rejecting it. So I
Like give it to another person or whatever?
I
What
give
are
you
you
$5,
doing?
right?
Yeah.
And then you say, no, I don't want that.
Here, take $5.
And then you quickly bail out, and then you come back in, and it has a gift again. You're like, no, I said I don't want that. And then you come back, you log out, and you log back in real quick. So I said I don't want that. And then when I go back, I get all the unwanted times that you said I don't want that. So if I gave you $5 and you said I don't want that 5 times, I get $25 in there. So imagine that with $1 million.
Yeah.
like $5 million.
Like $5 million.
It's just not even necessary though.
No,
Like, seriously,
'cause
just buy every.
At
business
this point,
that
I'm
you
making
see.
$1 million every 5 minutes or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, all right.
I'm in the process of trying to buy out everything in Brightwall. I'm going city by city.
Okay. Yeah, there's stuff still
I've just been buying stuff at random
Yeah.
still sucks.
and setting all the rents low.
It's still terrible. They're like their property management stuff is still terrible. Like now they introduced the repair mechanic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't buy the
caravans?
Don't buy houses and rent them out because you
Buy
have
businesses.
to keep repair. Yeah, you don't have to repair businesses.
Yeah, but you know,
Those just
the rentals
generate
get
income.
you some money.
Initially, yeah, but as soon as you start affording some businesses, sell all your housing properties and forget it.
They just need a hub to manage all that.
Well, you
stuff.
can do it from the
repair,
map.
but like repair all, like repair the
Yeah,
city,
yeah.
like.
Well, they have there's something in there for you can set the like rent or the prices of your stuff across all properties, right?
No, I think you
I
have
don't
to
think I
set the
saw
there
that.
per property.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt
I
like there
missed that.
was something that they
Maybe I
were
did-
saying about
Maybe I didn't go into that room.
But also setting
That
the rent
thing,
too high will
man,
make
what
people
the
not
hell?
like you.
Like I understand.
That's that
So
bothers me
the thing I
much.
like about Fable 3 so far is that I can play it laying down. That game is easy as hell.
Until
It
the
just,
Connect
it's so
support comes.
casual. Like none of it matters.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just gonna run around and not kill stuff because I'm playing a good guy, and then I'm gonna fight these guys, and it's the easiest fighting in the world. So it ends up just being this incredibly casual, laid back game. And I understand that that's, they want anyone to be able to play that game, which is why the interface is so stupid because they've tried to make it like as easy for anyone to walk up and understand it. And they got really close.
Yeah.
But then the map is so fucking broken.
Oh man.
And the breadcrumb trail breaks.
Oh, man.
Yep.
And the map is,
What map?
yeah.
No map.
The map is
And the fast
atrocious.
travel is like what? Like where are you putting me?
It's so inconsistent. Sometimes
in
sometimes
the room.
Sometimes
You're
it'll
on
drop
top
you,
of the quest giver.
Like sometimes it'll put you right on top of your quest objective. Sometimes at the beginning of the entire level, and you just have to run through.
So I thought it always put you at the start of a zone. I didn't
No,
realize it was
sometimes it'll take you right
So,
where you need to go.
what I've
Weird.
realized is like
I don't think I've
not
ever had
always.
that happen.
So what
I've
I've realized is that if you fast travel with the quest, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you set this thing to your quest, it usually puts you outside the zone. And if you just fast travel, you say, no, I don't want to fast travel with the quest, and then fast travel with the magnifying glass
Yeah.
in the city, it sometimes will drop you right in the city, like in front of where the magnifying glass is.
Right.
And sometimes it won't. And it's like,
Great.
this is stupid.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
pretty bad.
The breadcrumb trail doesn't show up, or like you don't know where the goddamn gate is to get into the monorail, which also has 2 rails. And you're like, I don't know where the entrance is there. I can't set a waypoint. There's no mini map here. You don't give me my person icon when I'm on this other map. I'm just running around waiting to get a transition prompt to go into the next area. Be like, is this it? No, this says I'm going to Brightwall. Well, fucking hell, because there's like a bunch of Balverines over there, and
I ended up rebooting the game, and the breadcrumb trail started working again, and everything was fine.
it slows down. It's like slows down over time.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
would just change quests and then change back to the quest that I wanted.
Yeah, so I had it completely break to the point where it wasn't working on anything.
Oh, geez. Wow.
So I had to turn the game off and turn it back on to get that thing to appear at all.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like at some point you feel like you're watching the game try and figure stuff out.
Yeah, or it was directing me to the point where I was already standing, even though that wasn't anywhere close to where the quest was. Like
Didn't that thing work fine in Fable 2?
No, it was hinky. It was
a little fucked
weird.
up.
Was it
then.
this bad, though?
No.
I never felt like you just had to stand there and wait for the breadcrumb trail.
Yeah.
But like this one,
It needs some kind of interface pop up of just like calculating. Like it
Yeah.
needs that GPS, like, reticulating splines moment or something.
But that being said, I am enjoying playing the game. It's just you kind of, and I'm at this point now where the combat's actually starting to get kind of hard because I'm getting surrounded by Balverines and stuff, and they're actually.
It gets harder, but I wouldn't ever.
But
But you can always run away and regen your
I mean, you
health.
finished
or
it without
something.
dying, right?
Yeah,
You got the
yeah.
achievement for not getting knocked out.
But this is completely the gameplay of Fable 2.
Totally, and the magic is
Like even like the enemy types of like there's going to be some hobs, there's going to be some mercenaries, there's going to be
spell weaving.
No, but I've weaved the fuck out of some spells.
Yeah.
I've got two.
What am I using? I'm using force, push, and fire.
That's probably the best one until the very end when you get blades.
I changed to ice and fire.
I'm using
No,
ice.
what does that
and
do?
shock
What does
and
ice and
fire.
fire together do?
Oh no, actually, you know what? Fire and vortex. If you have vortex yet,
I do, but I didn't like it.
really?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a great area of effect.
Ice-
Kills everything.
ice-
Yeah,
Storm.
like the area of effect was good, but I never used the area stuff. I know.
So if you don't mix, do they just want you to mix all the time? Because if you don't mix, is it more powerful fire or something? If you're just straight fire?
No.
Okay,
Well, yeah.
so-
Once you can weave,
Yeah, just go
you should
for it.
always. You should always weave.
Always be weaving.
It's such a joke
weaving.
though.
Yes.
So basically, as soon as I got blades, I stuck with fire and blades. The last boss of the game, I pointed the stick at him and hit B over and over and over and over and over and over, and he was dead.
Great.
and it says when you go over the fire thing, like this combines well with blades.
Yeah,
We should
like
probably
they tell you
use this
straight up. That's a pretty good combination.
So here's another kind of again, I am liking the game, but there are tons of things to just pick apart. The weapons have those like little mini achievements, let's say.
I thought that was
Whatever.
cool. I like that.
It's cool, but like having to like, oh, now I'm going up against Hollow Man. Let me go into my inventory.
change.
Let me go get my Hollow Man gun
You have to
because
cycle through all of
Does
them
it just
to
have to
remember.
be equipped, or
I think you have to use it
you
to
have to
kill
kill
them.
with it. Yeah.
So it's like you have to kill 300 Hollow Men or whatever for this gun.
well, forget it. I'm never going to do that.
And I've got like 700 kills on Hollow Men already. So it's like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just not shooting them.
I got that gun early on enough that I'm close
What
to
is that,
getting
Bone Smasher?
Yeah, the Bone
Bone
Smasher.
Yeah, Bone Smasher.
I got it last night, and then it was like, now I got to shoot 200 dudes with
I
a
was-
flourish.
because
I got
I was
it right
gonna
before
get-
the fort.
Yeah, I think that's when.
Because I was going to try and get like the shoot X number of use a ranged weapon on X number of enemies for the achievement. So
Yeah, yeah.
kind of like along the way for that.
So it's the shooting flourish, not the melee flourish.
for the Bone Smasher, I think.
So there's a shooting flourish.
Yeah, if you hold it down.
Hold it down.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And
cool though. He'll like shoot at his feet and make him dance.
There are a couple of. There's one
are
where he
those the
actually like
flourishes?
where he throws the gun up in the air and runs around to the other side of the enemy and then catches it and shoots him in
But
the back of the
are those
head.
the flourishes? Because that doesn't
Yeah.
happen when you hold it down. That just seems to happen.
They almost seem to
randomly.
trigger it randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. When you
I
hold
wouldn't
it down,
bother.
yeah.
I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
But there is that achievement for filling
Well,
out.
it's the weird thing.
So get
but-
Wolfsbane. That's the easily by far the easiest one to fill
You have
out.
to just kill wolves.
There's like one for 50 wolves and Balverines. There's one for 50 at night,
Oh.
and the other one is super easy too.
I feel like they don't do a great job of telling you that you ever want to switch weapons, because they say like, oh, we found all these weapons that will totally change over time. And you're like, oh, well, obviously I want to keep using these weapons
Right.
because they're the ones that change over time. So clearly this starting sword is going to also be the final sword. But then they give you all these other weapons like, oh, wait,
Well, so I think the starting weapons change.
they change even if you're not using them.
Yeah, and the other weapons seem to change too, but the starting weapons don't. They don't seem to be going up in power or
They don't.
damage. So it's like
They totally do. They totally do. Like the
you're
hero
up-
sword, my hero sword's now 30. It wasn't 30.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
because you're upgrading on the road to rule. That's what increases the damage.
because I had the
Okay.
I had the collector's edition, which came with this hammer that was like started at 30, and like it was just why would
That's
I
the evil, like the bloodstone hammer or whatever.
something
right?
yeah, or I don't
Where,
know,
yeah, it's
the
like,
clubber
you have to
or
like
something.
kill 5 people that love you. I'm like, I'm not playing that kind of game. Thanks for the useless weapon I'll
Yeah.
never use.
No, it was something else. There's like the champion. It's some hammer. Anyway, it's
I was reading somewhere that the UK version got a good weapon and the US version got an evil weapon.
oh.
somehow telling.
Anyway, that game's
Obama.
That's
What?
right.
I don't-
That's right.
vote, make your voice heard.
Vote evil.
So let's just the best quest in that game, which is the game.
The tabletop.
Goddamn.
Yeah, like
Worth the price of
If
admission.
you've played that quest, then that game has peaked for you because it never gets that good again.
I still like shooting gnomes.
But it's great because I don't know that I'll have time to get back to that game ever. So,
But that quest is excellent.
It's fantastic. The writing is so good.
It is, and you were right. Like the writing throughout, like the dialogue writing throughout,
It's
and
fantastic.
the voice work that they do is really, really phenomenal. There's a lot of very dry, excellent British humor throughout that.
very cheeky.
Sabine.
Sabine.
Sabine's a lot of fun. That's
the Ben Kingsley.
That's Ben Kingsley. Yeah.
The voice work is like voice cast of the year as far as I'm concerned.
What is it? Reaper's assistant. Reaver's assistant.
Oh, with the speech impediment.
Yeah, with the W's.
Weeper?
Yeah, he was. There was some great work there too. Yeah.
I think Reaver is probably the best in the game. Stephen Fry.
Was he voiced by the same guy in
he
2?
was-
Okay.
I forget who was he.
He was a hero.
He was.
recruited
I read he was like a marksman or something
Yeah.
in 2.
He was the
Was he
dude.
one of the
He's the rich
dudes?
dude who was kind of a jerk. And he was
Oh
one of
yeah.
the- He's one of the hero dudes.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Shit, I forgot about that.
I
Awesome.
want you all to finish this game because if you're complaining about it this much now and none of you have gotten past that
again, I
part,
really like it. I like
yeah. There's
I'm
a lot of
invested
stuff.
in it.
There's a lot of stuff to really like about it, but there are so many issues.
Yep.
I'm trying to clean up my quest before I move on to that part. It seems like from the map, it seems like I'm just going to go to that other land that's south of me, Aurora or whatever.
Yep.
So I'm just hunting gnomes, getting
Man,
silver.
well,
silver and
some of the
gold
gnomes
keys.
are in Aurora, so you might as well just go.
Well, I don't. Maybe it's going to lock me out. Who knows? Maybe, maybe the town will collapse. I also want to try and find that damn gold key because I found a gold door and I want to see what's behind there.
what's the chest that's in the sanctuary that says like you have to
In the-
gain a bunch of money and lose a lot
in
of
the
bunch of
treasury.
money?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But you have to do that.
I was just wondering if anyone had done it.
No.
It seems like a lot of money. I've got like 2 million.
My pile is like right up at the top. I can almost like climb up on there and get the key,
can't reach
but
it.
not quite.
Need the
Oh,
boomerang.
okay. There's a key up. I didn't know.
There's a key
that
way up
there.
the top.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can actually run up the pile of money and get
Got
the
it.
key.
Okay.
The thing that bums me out probably the most about that game, the damn multiplayer achievements. I would probably go for the full 1,000, but I just don't
I
want.
don't remember what there is. It's all like
The
trading
trade.
stuff, right?
There's like 5 of them. Some
You
of them
need
seem
all
pretty
50
easy.
I did
weapons.
3 of Scooter and I did 3 of them in about 5
I was
minutes.
gonna say
Yeah.
there's the get married, have a baby, start a business.
Start a business. Like literally, those are just little interaction menu
If
choices.
you want to start a business with me, we can start a business.
I'll start a business
Gold
trading
business.
gold.
Don't go in with him. Stab you in the back.
You want to make a baby? There's a demon
Are you
door
a
too.
lady? Is anyone a lady?
No.
There's a demon door that wants you to like make out with another player. or
We couldn't
something.
get that one to work. We tried
really?
every option that it presented to us in front of that thing, and it just kept being like, "Oh, why don't you do something original?"
Interesting.
So I have no idea.
You chicken dance.
I don't know.
Maybe you need to fight.
Yeah. So not to keep on tearing poor Fable 3 apart here, because again, I like the game. When you interact with people and it takes like a split second to load into that like little like sub menu. That's really lame.
And well, for me, it's so
like shake your
I spent
hand.
a lot of the early game going around talking to everybody and
Shaking
trying to make
hands.
friends and building up relationships because I was getting all those guild seals. And early on, it was like, cool, I'm going to open up all these chests
Yeah.
before anybody else. Because, but those expressions take fucking forever.
Yeah. And like just like kind of like
It's like, yeah, I get it. You're going to do this stupid dance every single
Especially
time.
if you hold the button down to max it out.
Right, yeah.
It's
So I'm sitting there,
10
hold it down,
seconds,
takes a long
15
time,
seconds.
and then they start. It's like it got lame.
I see. I didn't even bother with any like non-quest stuff because I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is identical to what it was in Fable 2. That shit was lame.
I thought it was faster.
Moving on.
In Fable 2, you just kind of like start dancing in the middle of the street and you get a crowd and they all get the benefit, right?
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
just all
It
watch
wasn't-
you
it
and they'd
wasn't
be
just-
like,
Oh, this is all individual, and then you
Yeah.
have to do the relationship quest if you want to become friends. And then I
Yeah.
decided
Once
to-
that stuff started, then I was like, I'm not
yeah,
talking
yeah,
to you
yeah.
again.
I basically cleared out my log of those because I didn't want to see them
Yeah.
ever again, and I was like, all right, good,
just like
never
one
talking to
guild
anyone
seal,
ever
too.
again.
Yeah, done.
The worst part about, are you talking about just making friends with
Yeah.
random NPCs
Yeah.
and you have to do like the fetch quests for
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
If
And
you're
that's
going-
where my breadcrumb trail broke. So,
wow.
so I thought that you actually had to just go randomly find dig spots and spent like a half an hour doing that before realizing like I just fuck all these quests.
Oh, that sucks.
So
The worst part is that if you were going for that achievement, It's like be friends with 20 people.
Yeah.
Oh, is that an achievement?
It's not make friends with 20 people. I think it's be friends at one time because you lose their friendship if you don't like go back and maintain it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
so you
I
just,
actually like lost progress on that quest.
And if they go back to neutral, you have to do a quest again to get them back up.
Yep.
Which
boo.
it's
There's a lot of busy
terrible.
work.
That's
That
terrible.
that's no good. I do enjoy the sounds though, because it's the same as in Fable 2, maybe even the same as in Fable 1, where it sounds like they're just really close to the mic when they're doing. They're like, hey, hi, that's good. Oh, yeah, exactly. And then it's like, then pulls back out. Oh, hey, hero, oh, left, right, yeah, I don't know.
And I got married, and now every 5 minutes the thing pops up saying your family would like to talk to you. And
Is that what the heart is?
Yeah. And I'm thinking about going and killing my wife and child. God. Can you kill the kids? Can you kill kids?
If it's like Fable 2, you kill the wife and the kids automatically go into foster care.
And you never see them ever again?
Yeah.
That's it? Okay, great. I married my villager, the villager I created.
I married the villager I created too.
Gross.
Yeah. I married my own piece of creation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, incest. I have a house. I don't know.
I bought a bunch of houses. I don't
Yeah.
know. But now that I'm hearing that I have to keep the repair up on them to like,
If the repair
sell
gets
all
to
that
zero,
crap.
it'll stop generating.
Oh, that's the worst.
Income.
That's the worst.
I don't know why they put that in there.
Money sink. They just needed another money sink.
But you should have been able to just set like an upkeep per house, and it's
Yeah.
like, hey, every time it gets to 60%,
Fix it
back to 100.
Yeah.
Or at least something that's like, I don't know, repair all.
There's like that family upkeep or whatever. You can
Right.
Yeah.
spend money to keep them happy or whatever. I'm going to keep her happy with my blade.
Like I said, the businesses give you way more money.
Yeah.
So as soon as you start getting some businesses, just sell.
Some are expensive.
Sell your houses.
Pawn
They are
shops
expensive.
pricey.
Yeah, but
And also, I'll say last thing that's weird about the game. It's not necessarily I don't like it, but with all the fast traveling, different than Fable 2 is I feel like you don't get a sense of the world as much as you
everything
do in Fable
feels
2.
kind of disconnected.
Yeah, I just started running around and I was like, oh yeah, this is that lake with like the hero thing in the middle from Fable 2. Like, this is just another like fast travel zone in here. You don't run between the towns.
And they transparently introduce like 5 or 6 locations to you at one time without any introduction at all. It's
Yeah.
like right around the time you get to Bowerstone.
Yeah, that's happened to me. I got to Bowerstone and it's just
I don't know
like,
if you
oh
noticed,
wait,
it's
now I
like-
can fast travel to all these other places.
Also, by the way, here's like 5 other places that we didn't even mention, but go there if you want to.
On the map, like Bowerstone Market and Bowerstone Industrial look like they are miles apart,
Yeah,
but then you
yeah.
like can walk from one
It feels very
to the loading
disjointed,
zone
yeah,
of the other.
yeah.
It's just kind of odd like that.
Yeah, I don't have a great, like, I was kind of excited of, like, I'm going to go back to Bowerstone and I'm going to, like, recognize this, and this, and it's
Yeah.
so disconnected. Like, there's the one hero statue with the hero on the pig, the knight on the pig.
Oh, right, yeah.
Recognize that, but, like, yeah, otherwise it just seems very, I don't know.
Spent a lot of time in Fable 2 outside of Bowerstone, like by that lake, like where you first get your stuff. And yeah. I did find a place, though, they were like, oh, remember that bridge to the gypsy camp from Fable 2?
Yes.
I found a dude who was like, we're repairing the bridge.
Right.
And then I was like, I'll give you money because I'm never going to find this place again. Lost.
No, I did that quest too. Brad, I fully agree with your review and your score at this point, but
It's like 2 steps forward.
You guys haven't even seen the
Still
part that I
step
really
back.
didn't like.
Still-
Like, I can't wait to hear about that.
still there are still things about it that remind me of what I really enjoyed about Fable 2, but I still think Fable 2 was a better game.
I haven't made it far enough to kind of really get there yet, but I don't know. So
Dude, you're 20 hours in.
I know, but like, there's some stuff I really like about Fable 3. I mean, I think it overall looks sharper. I think it seems that the controls are good. The combat is what it is.
I thought the controls were a little like just the movement. The player movement feels
He's like underwatery.
Yeah,
kinda
it
like,
feels sluggish.
But
in
that
a
was
way
like
that-
Fable 2.
Yeah,
That's,
it is. But that wasn't good either.
But I like the animations for like shooting fireballs out of your hands.
Yeah,
like
that stuff's
stuff's cool, and I like the little like
Do you ever
gun.
get stuck charging magic? Does that ever happen to you? Like
Yes,
all of
I
a sudden
did
it's
get
just
stuck
it's just
charging
like
it.
why is he just sits there and
I had
charges?
to pause it and unpause it.
So I ended up just hitting the magic button and he casts it and that's that.
Oh.
But it's like he gets locked into magic charging.
That was a scary moment for me.
That's happened to me
'cause-
like 10 times or
like,
something.
oh no, he's gonna blow
now.
up. Well, he's just like, oh crap, these Balverines are just wailing.
And I thought it was just like some like, oh, I leveled up magic by using it, and he went into this animation. Or
I don't know. I
no,
think it,
wait,
glitchy.
what's?
I don't know. The combat stuff seems cool, like when he's shooting dudes over his back, and like just kind of like the one-handed shots here, and then a fireball here. Looks cool, and then you just roll out of the way for 20 seconds until your health comes back. So that was Fable 3.
Yeah.
Fable 3.
Bad idea.
Vinny, how about you?
What have I been playing?
Yeah.
I played majority. I beat Fable 3.
Uh-huh. How'd that turn out for you?
That turned out well for everybody involved. Everybody has lived happily ever after. Thanks in no small part to Brad's warning. But hey, heads up. Something's going to happen at some point in that game that you're going to be like, damn, that happened. So the entire time I was like, I think this must be what he's talking about.
You were able to intuit what it was, right?
I was pretty sure. And part of it was just the way I play games where it's like, very completionist at every step of the way, so I would not move on until I had very much completed every little thing.
Right. Like I'm the same way, but the key difference is that you went and did it as soon as you could.
Yeah.
And I kept putting it off.
He's right. Brad is totally right. There is a point in that game which they fuck over the player.
Right.
Which they, without warning, they basically shift gears and it's like, you're in the end game now. And it's like, wait, I needed to do this thing before the end game started. And it's like, too late. Sorry, you can't go back.
Moreover, they give you every impression leading up to that you're going to have way more time to do the stuff you need to do than you actually have.
Yeah, it's malicious. It's nothing.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it's just sloppy design.
Yeah,
I don't think they were maliciously trying to fuck anybody
Do you
over.
get the impression that maybe some stuff got cut out of that sequence just because the way that the countdown works out?
Very much. So are we just going to explicitly talk about everything?
Do we want to just create a spoiler break right here?
Spoiler cast.
I could say without saying a spoiler, there's a countdown clock at some point that does not run at a regimented pace. It's random.
It looks like it does at first.
But by nature then it becomes totally skips. Let's say you have 60 seconds, it's 60, 50, 40. All right, you're done. What?
Yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about?
It gets about 2/3 of the way, at about a regular interval, and then all of a sudden the last third it completely skips.
And if you haven't taken care of all that shit, that's you don't get to.
And once you get to that last day of the countdown thing, where it spawns you to go do the last the last quest or whatever, you run by the room in which the activity that needs to take place would happen, but the fucking door is locked.
That sucks.
You literally go right by the thing you need to do, but you can't get in there and do it before you go finish the game, and it fucks everything up.
And it's a bummer because that game auto saves on top of itself.
Right.
Yeah. So once it's done, there's pretty much nothing you can do.
And really, you're talking about the fate of the world at this point, no small term.
Yeah. And not just
that's it.
Not just in terms of the fiction, but in terms of the
the
playability
world,
of the game after you finish.
So it's kind of a big bummer. So I did everything, and I was like, all right, great. This all worked out for everybody, and I got my angel wings, and everybody was psyched. And I don't know. I'm probably not going to go back and play it as much as I did Fable 2. I still think Fable 2 is probably the better game in that series. Yeah. And it's probably indicative of me finishing that game and not really wanting to play it anymore. Kind of how much, and looking at how much I played Fable 2, where those kind of fall on.
I'm really more of a Fable pub games myself. That's where I come out on
Fortune's Tower. Now that's
in the lexicon of the Fable universe. That's really, I think, the superior entry.
Yeah, that's no. Yeah, so Fable 3 is what I played. Spent a lot of time in there.
Yeah.
You want some money?
How many hours do you think you spent?
I am one. They count it in days and hours.
Yeah.
So I am a day and 14 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
38 hours.
Well, all right. So there's a part in the game where you're like, hey, it would benefit me to sit around and not really advance.
Get
the
a lot of
story
money coming in
for a bit. And so I went and I found all the keys and gnomes and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had to kill some time.
Yeah.
Oh God, I wish we could.
I mean, that's all really you need to say. There's specific stuff.
No, there's a lot of other really fucked up stuff that we haven't said about that game.
Yeah.
I would go back and say how weird the frame rate is. So weird.
Spoiler.
So weird. Just the way that frame rate just turns into slow motion.
It's not that the frame rate drops, is that the whole game slows down like an old SNES game.
But that's pretty much where I spent the majority of my weekend game-wise. I didn't really touch anything else. That's about it so far.
Keep going.
Yeah. Is there more game? I'm afraid it's going to end. I'm afraid I'm going to get stuck.
That's it's like the first fifth of the game or something.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of game left
after
that.
I'm afraid they're going to fable me. You're just gonna,
speaking of which,
Yeah.
I finished.
Lay
Fable
it
3
out,
this
bro.
weekend.
We can do this now.
We can do this.
I've been
now.
sitting here like, oh man, today's the day. Everybody's finished it or doesn't care.
I think I hate that game more than you do,
Dude.
That game like pissed. Oh,
Yes.
what a
Let it out.
What a lazy, just half-ass. Just.
You got to be specific about which part you're talking about because that could mean a lot of things.
I mean it about all parts.
All
I
right.
mean it about all parts. But specifically, there is the once you become king, even the becoming king
Yes.
part is
Even the prelude to becoming king
is weak.
Even when you go to the southern continent and they like whip out this contrived antagonist, which happens to be the darkness.
Yeah, like
It doesn't even have a face or a name.
horrible, evil forces that you're fighting against.
Oh, by the way, you have to fight evil.
Yeah.
Evil
Like, it's
game.
no more,
Evil.
they don't describe it or like put any more thought into it than that is, oh, you have to fight evil now.
Yeah.
and like one of my bummers in the game was like, it is like the most stereotypical evil, like
Well, that's what I'm
black,
saying.
inky with the
It is-
whispery voice.
Oh,
like,
really?
We will eat your
Does Mike Patton do the voice?
It might as well be, and like just kind of shadows pop up and fight.
See, I played like 8 hours of it, 9 hours, and kind of enjoyed it. But it's kind of like the same deal as Fable 2. Like I sat down and had one really good day with it, but then never felt any need to ever return to it.
And again, like I enjoyed,
Especially
I enjoyed
hearing
most of it.
all the specific stuff about the ending. Now I'm just like,
And it didn't bother me as much as you two guys, but I think you guys got raw dealed.
Well, the problem is that it doesn't.
Bless you.
It does not convey just how limited you are.
Yeah, that was your big thing, right, Brad? Where it was like, hey, you got nope.
Are you talking about how limited your time is?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And no consistent. They don't tell you how much time you
thing.
actually have.
Well,
left.
they do, but they mislead you with it. It's like, all right, you have 1 year until the attack. Like you do one story mission. You have like it's 2 weeks ahead.
Yeah,
Right.
Then it's a month ahead.
It's 4 things.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
4 things.
But it's like it's 2 weeks, then it's a month,
Yeah.
then it's like.
But I feel like once
3
you-
months, and then it's one more day.
Once you become king, like that game is just sprinting to the end.
Yeah, totally.
Once you become, it's just like we need to get done with the story as fast as we possibly can.
Like I wrote something in the review about how it was like unnecessary urgency, and all these people in the comments were like, "Well, they don't make you do the story missions, but like the story is pushing you along. Like for you to sit there and quest for another 20 hours."
But then it's also retarded because you could go and have 18 kids over the course of
Right.
this year. You could, with the same woman, give birth to 90 children
been a busy year.
in like one day. Like their imposition of
some
the
structure
progression
of time.
Well, that progression of time does not fucking match with the way time actually passes in Fable.
No, I sat there and watched night turn to day, day turn to night as money would enter my coffers, being like, all right, I think I'm just about ready for the next day to go. Let's trip this switch.
And I feel like the Fable 2 just did everything better. It just did everything better. I don't know how it was that it all got lost in the process, but even like buying businesses was fucking better in Fable 2. Like the whole map thing is atrocious.
Well, the upkeep
I just don't.
the
The upkeep. Like I don't bother buying houses. I'm just buying businesses.
Sold them all,
I wonder what happened with that. I wonder if they were working on their Milo stuff and didn't give Fable 3 the full attention to the studio, or
It's weird
because
because
they just had other stuff going on.
It's a
or-
well-produced game. Like it doesn't feel like it lacks for like manpower that they put into it. or
So it
anything.
just
It's
seems like a bunch of bad
decisions.
ideas
Yeah, bad decisions
got
about
in
how
there.
they designed it.
some of it
Or
seems
they're just
like
like
bad ideas.
maybe the designers were the ones that were busy thinking about Milo.
Well,
then.
maybe.
Like that's the
Possibly, I don't know.
But some of it just does feel like unfinished. Like we just kind of stopped developing this.
You mean like maybe that gap of time there? Like there
The-
was supposed to be another 3 or 4 missions or something. I
Yeah,
don't
it seems
know.
like there should be more here, or even the grand finale is just sort of like, well, all right.
Oh god, that was
Yeah,
the worst last mission and boss I could possibly
Yeah, it was
imagine.
But it all blends together. Like from the moment you become king to
Yeah,
the end,
yeah.
it's awful.
It is.
It's poorly made.
Like the whole, like, Kingly-
it flies against everything that you've been doing in kind of this leisurely pace in this expanded, expansive world, and then suddenly it's like funneled to the end.
You lose your freedom to roam around and like kind of be the sort of hero that you want to be.
I sort of felt the same way, not nearly as dramatically as this sounds, but I kind of felt the same way about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
The very beginning of that game very much funnels you. Yeah.
Yeah, the very beginning of the game does, and the end does as well. Like, it kind of, as soon as you get to sequence 8, it's like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
You get to a point where it's like...
That's probably true. To be fair, I was also barreling towards the end once I got to...
Yeah. So what I did is I sat down Saturday and said, I'm going to try out Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and then played it, like...
Finish the game.
Kind of. I got to, like, the start of sequence 8.
Yeah.
And then said, I should probably go to sleep because it's 3 in the morning now. Holy shit, it was 7 a.m. of little... Oh, no. Like, it was literally that entire time... Got up like twice to, like, oh, there's cold pizza in the fridge. We'll see what's up with it. And basically just did nothing but play that game. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. Then I woke up Sunday. It's like, all right, I'm going to start sequence 8. And I did one mission. Said, I'm going to go mess around. Oh, wait, I can't mess around anymore.
So they do lock you out.
Yeah. It's like, suddenly it's like, okay, you need to do these missions because you're here and your guild's not here and you need to just finish this game. But yeah, after the credits, they dump you right back into the world.
I think
so it's just like, all right, do whatever.
Well, right?
So does Fable 3.
Yeah. Though Assassin's Creed can never leave you in a position where you would not want to be back in that world.
Right.
So it's at least not.
But even,
like
I don't
that.
know, like, I didn't feel like, the stuff that happened while you're king, like, once they dump you back in the world, it feels to me, aside from, you can do some stuff to tweak certain aspects of the world, but I still felt like, yeah, this is still Albion. I can still run around and...
You're talking about after the ending?
Yeah.
So you did not have the issue that I had.
Oh, I definitely did. But it's still just like, you still do the same shit.
Can we say it?
Sure.
If you're far enough out from that game?
Sure. Like, what is it that you specifically want to say?
That there's nobody left in your kingdom?
There was nobody there in the first place. Albion is fucking empty. There is, like, very little pedestrian traffic in that world.
There was a decent amount. You run around the Bowerstone Market, there's a good few dozen people milling around.
I never had that experience. I always felt like it was grossly underpopulated, especially for how industrial as they represent like Bowerstone as being now.
Yeah, sure.
Like everything, there's not enough people to support these giant brick factories that are everywhere.
What was your final number? How many people did you say?
400,000.
Okay, I had about 100,000. There are literally nobody. When I ran around, like I had to run for like 5 minutes to find anybody.
Yeah, I didn't have a ton.
Completely barren.
It was still just that whole sequence just really soured me on the game. And I liked that they were cartoonish about when you were doing good shit and bad shit in Fable 2, and you grew horns or wings or whatever. Like
you don't get any of that.
Like your guy just always looks like the dude. Like
maybe a little more glowy.
Or if you're a lady, but I feel like that you didn't get any of the same sort of customization options, or I just didn't have the desire to. I guess I don't know.
I'm reading the Fable book.
Yeah,
the Balverine Order.
Actually, the stuff. I mean, maybe this is not or I don't know. Maybe it doesn't play into the game much. But they go into it's interesting at least, and they set up to kind of like move from Fable 2 to Fable 3, where it's like. The creatures of myth or whatever are being pushed away, and like there's going to be a backlash someday, and so like reading the book actually seems to play into the evil thing rising up as like this is all the fantasy and myth that industrialization.
All the while the slime is under the building and the negative feelings.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it sounds like, and like it's going to erupt. But yeah, evil.
And then the stuff with your brother is complete horse shit. Real, yeah.
And the bummer is we all know it's like you're cleverer than that. Like you're better. Like there's really clever stuff.
I don't know. I'm beginning to doubt it. I'm seriously beginning to doubt. Just
there's some good stuff. In there. There's funny stuff.
How clever? I think we talked about this last week or the week before. But the game, that mission set is the best thing in all of Fable.
In the whole game.
Yeah.
Like far and away. So it's it's not a terrible game. It's just disappointing. Yeah. It's just disappointing.
Video games.
Yeah, video games are all right.
Bullshit. Calling you out.
Oh, man, all right. Fuck this. I'm flipping this table over. We're going outside right now and settling this.
Video games are bad. Discuss.
I think video games are good.
I think you're wrong.
Debate of the century. We're finally getting out of the serious topics on this podcast.
Prove it.
And I'll prove it. I'll prove by having the debate. What are you even talking about?
We're talking about prove that video games are good.
Mortal Kombat. We were talking about it earlier.
I like he's really got you there.
I like that game a lot.
It's all right.
You saying it's just all right?
Yeah.
All right,
okay. I'm not saying video games are
Well,
good.
see, that already invalidates your opinion.
I'm not saying
video games are bad.
Yeah, well, they're not good.
Oh, you're just changing your position now.
Well, yeah.
This is the worst debate I've ever had.
Twitter's convenient.
It's the worst debate. You're really committed to it.
Video games, they're not worth talking about.
So I played.
If they were better, I'd put more heart into.
Maybe I should just side with you because I played through Fable 3 this weekend. Yeah, video games aren't so good.
Wasn't that totally by accident?
Yeah, so I guess
you had played some before.
Yeah, I played like about a third of the 360 version when it came out before realizing that I didn't want to play it ever again.
It's not great.
And then they sent along a copy of the PC version, which is not out until the 17th, so I can't review it, but let's just talk about Fable 3 generally in a non-platform specific way,
regardless of
what platform it appears on.
Why now?
Or let's say, just because the 360 version. I don't even know. Maybe the PC version's a totally different game. It's not.
I need to know.
Fable 3 is not good.
I need to know why now. Because
what do you
you
mean,
had
why
a copy of the Xbox version 6 months ago, which has languished somewhere.
Because they sent it over, and I was like, well, I want to see what's up. I just built this PC.
Yeah, but you can see what's up in like 30 minutes. Why did you keep going?
Because I was working on my laptop and just had Fable running all weekend,
and then whoops,
and just happened like you
it just kind of stumbled.
10 hours of gameplay later,
you accidentally operated the controller to the conclusion of the game.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. That actually pretty well represents my experience with Fable 3 as well.
Yeah, man, what a disappointing game.
Yeah,
it's
like even taking the the qualified experience of Fable 2 into consideration.
Yeah.
Which it had its problem. Like even as someone who really enjoyed Fable 2, like it had issues. There were things about it that didn't work as well as they should have or as advertised.
Fable 3 is a game that feels, even though it's a game that feels very wide open when they first kind of present you with the world and this list of quests, and you're like, man, there's going to be a lot more like this, I bet. This is great. And then some of it's really inventive, kind of standalone stuff, like where you're going into the weird RPG world.
That is easily the high point of it.
Yeah, that is the high point of the entire game, exactly. Yeah. And comedically, certainly.
Goofy little side quest.
And you start thinking like, oh, there's going to be a lot more stuff like this. Like, nope, there's this stuff, and then we're going to funnel you into this very tight path through the entire third act of the game. And occasionally let you out to go finish up any of this side stuff that you didn't do. But by the time you get to this point, you will have done all of the side stuff that actually matters. It's actually like well done.
When they do the shift, it just feels so unearned. It just like you don't feel like your hero's quest has gone on for long enough.
Like yeah, exactly. Like the whole point of the game, like building up this game, the game, like you're going to become king.
Yeah.
And then you become king, and then everything kind of sucks after that.
Yeah.
Everything kind of sucks during it.
I thought
like even
started to suck before that.
Yeah, I guess it feels like it's not. It feels like it runs out of content.
The whole interlude on the southern continent felt very out of place to me. Like they shoehorned that in just to like kind of draw it out a little bit.
Yeah,
before you spent the rest of the game sitting on a throne hitting buttons to make decisions.
Right. Yeah, and it just it seems like maybe whoever was designing that game. The ending of it, I feel like they really wanted to try and teach players a lesson about the way the world works. It was like either you can be popular or you can save everybody, but sometimes you have to make tough decisions. Like they wanted their moral choices to carry weight, but everyone who plays games is so hardwired to get the best ending that I feel like that's why so many people are so frustrated by the way that game concludes. Is because to actually get that best ending, like I had to leave the game on overnight, and then
because you need a certain amount of gold.
You need a bunch of money at the end of that game, and I'd been buying property all along and was still broke just from buying and doing upkeep on property and stuff. So it was like.
Seems like a real boring way to introduce a moral choice.
Well, the thing is like
gold.
you're not supposed to like if you make the choices that make you unpopular with the people, it's a lot easier to get that gold, But
why would you do that? Because gamers are trained to play the good side.
They were just so overcommitted to trying to teach that lesson and to like that whole device as a game mechanic. They didn't. There wasn't the weight leading up to that to justify it. They didn't convey that to the player. particularly well at all.
Yeah.
On the philosophical level, I feel like they just created a false dichotomy because in every single case it was the unpopular decision versus the profitable one or whatever. I mean,
it was like
you can either be loved and sacrifice everybody, or you can be hated and save everybody. Basically, like it was just like an either or proposition. There were no shades of gray there at all.
Exactly, and it felt like this very basic lesson in like how politics works,
right?
Or something just really shallow like that, and.
It's really their good intentions, but they got really gamey with how they implemented the actual choice.
They were going to implement this thing. They were going to make this thing happen, regardless of
and they give you the out of like, I'm going to let this game sit until I have about 7 million gold here right before I take on the last mission. Or the last day of kingly duties or whatever.
So you have a way of doing all the popular stuff and then just reverting at the last second.
Or you do all the popular things, which puts you very far in the hole from a gold perspective, making it impossible to save everyone, theoretically, unless you do what I did, which is like let it sit for about 9 hours, just accumulating gold from all the properties you've purchased. And then you can save everybody and be popular. And you win, and you also win, and you win.
Like, except for the part where you played Fable 3.
Except for the part where like I left Fable 3 running for about 30 hours or whatever it was over the weekend.
The thing that I remember just being really terrible about that section is just it gives you no sense of how long that period is.
Yeah,
I feel like we're recovering stuff we talked about already.
We have, but
it remains true.
Oh, and there were some people back then, and even recently, that said like, how can you say that it's a big funnel towards the end game? They give you plenty of opportunities to break out of it, blah blah blah. But the thing is you only know that by looking at a FAQ or like basically like.
Other people telling you.
When it was me playing through it the week before it came out, when nobody had played it, and just stumbling through that and having no idea.
And it goes from day 121 to day 1.
And at that point, you've crossed the point of no return.
It's totally
I wanted to throw the game out the window.
It's totally crazy.
I kind of want to play this just because it sounds like it seems like an interesting experiment that just completely failed on every level.
Yeah,
it almost feels like the design doc sounded really promising, and just the implementation of it just went like.
It almost feels like they cut stuff out at the end because the pace accelerates very noticeably. From like a 2-week interval to a couple months to all of a sudden like 6 months passes in the blink of an eye.
And there's a guy in place who says like, hey, you need to sign this thing so that you know how many people are going to die in the coming battle, and this might be the time to put some more gold in your treasury before you sign this if you're not cool with what's going down, which is like they're very clear. Like, this is the time you can still leave right there and go do more side stuff and let it sit if you need more money. But it also says you have 121 days left. Yeah. So it's
and doesn't communicate how that time's going to progress.
So if you're not like if you don't already know that going in, like it almost happened to me. I looked at a FAQ like right before that point, just kind of out of boredom, like, oh, well, how much Fable 3 is left? How much more do I have to endure here at this point? I was like, oh god, apparently it'll be hours of me letting this controller sit here with me running into a wall over and over again, so that it keeps going or whatever. And
because then there's the whole like with the weird busted passage of time idea, where time is still passing, where you've.
Right, where you're sitting there watching the sun rise and set, but it doesn't actually take days away from
it is
the day counter.
It is still a day.
It's just
It disconnects. It's just that
the whole end of that game is really disconnected, and they don't give you the right kind of feedback. And on top of that, the character that's giving you this advice of like, hey, you might want to like put money in the bank, is a jerk who wants you to do all the bad things and keep all the money for yourself. So you've already kind of like. Or I had gotten to a point where I was tuning him out. It was like, I don't want to do anything this guy recommends because he is a bad person. So, yeah, I don't know. A lot of big flaws at the end of that game, and
it just feels like
you can kind of see. I feel like I see what they were trying to do.
It feels like the halfway point in like the Lionhead development process. I feel like they were forced to ship that game well before
they had to turn it into a game before they had figured out
right.
How
like I feel like there's clearly this sort of
like they knew at the end of Fable 2, like in the third game you're gonna be king. You're gonna become
how that's
king.
gonna actually manifest and how that's gonna work itself out. We'll have this we'll have the focus of the gameplay shift at a certain point, and like they hadn't really figured out the beats of all of it. But at some point, someone said, "You guys gotta fucking ship a game for Holiday 10," and. This is what they had at the time. It's kind of what it feels like, at least.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a fully formed idea.
So Fable 3 for the Xbox 360 available now.
PC version is coming out on the 17th.
Look out for a PC version.
I wonder if that one will be any different.
Look forward to coverage on giantbomb.com.
Hey guys,
What's up?
remember that list of things that don't bear discussion?
Yes.
Fable 3.
Got it. Oh, along with Cabal's
Yes.
Balls, Swords, and Stories,
Fable 3.
the nature of Fable 3. But I don't know.
Some great voice acting in that game.
Oh,
It
in
did just
Fable?
get.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, the atmosphere, the writing, the voice acting, like everything that was not the design elements about it. You know, like everything that was not
This game stuff.
well, everything that was everything that was not related to how it is mechanically put together and conveys information and how you interact with it. Like all the part, yes, the part where it's a game is
Yeah.
lacking, but
Peripheral stuff.
all of the snarky British humor.
If this was an
and-
interactive comic book,
It was a motion comic.
how about if it was a better game?
yeah,
Okay.
Fable 4.
But it got me thinking just about like kind of the nature of games and rewards in games and stuff that we've all gone soft. Like games aren't games. They're not challenging products anymore. They're thrill rides. They're designed for you to see them through to the completion. And when they give you these options of like, yeah, you can do this, but it's less than ideal. Like, there's going to be some segment of the population that goes like, well, if I have to go out of my way to make sure that I get the best possible ending, I will then go do that, no matter how like weird and ridiculous it is, and just.
Well, they don't make the bad choices or the great choices
Right.
compelling. Like that's
Yeah.
a really big problem for game designers is trying like they want to do good side and bad side, but you always see that people do the bad side or the gray side their second playthrough, which
Yeah.
isn't what they want
Yeah,
to
exactly,
because at that
yeah.
point you've experienced the story, but it's hard to make like what you'd like to see is a game that makes being the bad guy like almost a more enjoyable game experience.
Right.
Like you should suffer. But then,
Well,
do you
like
want to handicap
Fable
people?
kind of tries to do that.
Yeah.
Like Fable does handicap. Like if you are the good guy, then you need that much more money because you're spending
Yeah,
money,
yeah.
building schools and crap like that. Like they
But
are
let
trying
you, they
to
let you cheat out of that essentially. Like
Yeah,
there
but
should be
that's the
some
thing,
way
is
to.
basically, I think if they had removed the ability to save everybody and like made it that hard either or, that would have been a much stronger
no
finish for that
workaround
game.
for it,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
There's no way out of this.
You made your decision.
Either you can have people like you, or you can save them, or some.
But pretty much,
bit in
like
between,
even Fallout
but-
does that, where like you can be as horrible as you want, but if you just give a dude in the desert a water bottle, it completely switches your karma.
Yeah.
So they don't like. I think developers don't want to have people commit to those because
no one wants to play 40 hours of a game and
be like, "Oh, I made
realize
the
that
wrong
they've
choice."
totally screwed up. Yeah. So they always it's why you can change your dog into different breeds over and over again, and also like it's why you can pay for haircuts in video games because you've gone and
I don't like
totally
brown.
screwed up. Like
I could barely be bothered to buy real haircuts.
Exactly. I completely messed this up. I didn't want the faux hawk after all.
It's
I wanted the afro.
totally different kind of game, but Infamous did a pretty good job of incentivizing both styles of play and then also kind of locking you into one. Because like if you played the good side, you got like the powers that you got were more precise. They focused on like sort of surgical precision, whereas the bad side got you a bunch of powers that were just like en masse destructive. Blew everything up. And once you went down one of those paths, you had to stick with it. So. Like they were offering different styles of play there.
But like, what if you got like 15 hours in or whatever on that game, and then realized that like the story wasn't going the way you wanted it to?
Yeah,
I think part of that's
tough.
that's
It's
part of a
hard.
play,
That's
that's part of a
hard.
player
That's tough.
thing too
Yeah,
because you want to force players to do that, but then if they don't like the way it's going,
And
they're gonna
and
complain
And
about
I
your
think
game.
that there are like I'd really like to see the percentages of players that are willing to play through a game twice to like experience it from a different perspective or whatever, and how many people just like, well, I'm gonna play this once,
or how much is that really just they want the achievements for the other side as
Right,
opposed
yeah.
to like actually seeing what
Actually
like the
caring
moral
about
consequences are from the other side.
I like from a gameplay perspective or like from a storytelling perspective, I'm kind of over it. Like I'd rather these guys just focus their energies on one really good one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
Because that's why they can't commit because they're trying to give you both.
The choices always feel false. I'll always just find what's the breaking point in this story? Where
do I have to save the game so I can?
Where does
like,
it fork?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like okay, I'll have to roll back a couple hours and then I can get to this point and I can see what all of this guy's stuff. And it's more about just like I want to see the content that I paid for, and that stuff feels kind of scrolled away into these little side things. And there's for bigger games, I guess there's something to be said for the idea of I saw this thing that most people didn't see, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
But if these games are huge and expensive, you got to cram all that shit into that main line. To make this style of game viable, you have to make those assets count.
Bethesda's done it a lot over the years of putting kind of some of their best stuff in the side quests. You go back to like Dark Brotherhood and Oblivion and stuff like that.
But wouldn't that have been better? I mean, considering how shit the main story stuff was,
yeah.
Wouldn't it have been more awesome if that was part of the main?
It's almost like the Portal 2 stuff with the early playthroughs having the stuff that ended up being the end of the game because they realized this stuff's so good. Why don't we make sure everyone sees it? And maybe more developers need to think about stuff that way.
If you're going to have a linear experience like that and you're going to try and tell a story, it seems like it makes absolute sense. It's like, let's put the good stuff there where everyone's going to see it.
It's with open worlds and side quests and, the adventuring style of games that we run into this where, they fill the game full of side quests, which is great because if it was just this huge open world with a big linear thing, then you end up with Mafia 2 and no one wants that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. It's
so like the disconnect is between like
they have a shitty moral dilemma as well as their games.
So make that the game.
Yeah, make the game. Do you make the game best? Make the critical path the best stuff, and all the side stuff suck, or do you make all the side stuff
Game
great?
Dev Story 2.
Yeah.
Look for it.
Yeah, and I say that for Game Dev Story 3D.
Finally, Jeff Gross, you play anything else other than Fable 3 this week?